Hello mates, my name is Risk and welcome back to the ladder. Now before we continue, I did promise you we're going to see how the character dies in that encounter, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to just jump ahead to the save file. Now, yeah, load. Second one, thank you very much. Now guys, let's shoot around 500 likes for this episode as well if you would like to see more of the ladder. So let's be brave and look up and see what's gonna happen. I mean, we already know what's gonna happen. Okay, now I'm not gonna move and we're going to see what's gonna happen. I really wonder. Oh, it's very creepy. Huh, it's gone. Where is it? Okay, that was actually pretty cool. It seems like there is custom visuals every time you die. So every time you die, it's like gonna look differently. So guys, if you would like to see death animations, let me know in the comments so I'll know to actually show you more death animations when I get the chance to do it. With that, we're going to continue exactly where we left off. A buzz breaks the silence. I start to rouse, pulled into consciousness against my own will. I have never felt this tired before. What is she saying? I just want to sleep, but the insist buzzing, poking and prodding isn't letting me. My old mattress may not be the comfiest of places, but that doesn't make me more eager to wake up.
5 more minutes, Becca.
I sweat away at what is nudging persistently at my side. Come on, can't I just get a few extra minutes of sleepy today? I promise I'll work hard once I'm up. A hand slightly taps my cheek and something cold is suddenly being pressed at the back of my head. The icy sensation slowly spreads throughout the area, giving me an uncomfortable feeling.
Is she alright? Isabella? Isabella? Gosh, can you hear me? Isabella?
The fog of unconsciousness immediately lifts from my mind. That moment I recognize the voice and my eyes snap open. Huh? Oh, it seems like Rose is here, and I forgot your name. There, looking down at me is Rose. Another woman loiters besides her, but my attention is too focused on my co-agent to even ask why there is someone else with her. Rose's picture just screams worry, although she is keeping a straight face, or trying at least. I can't help but feel bad for making her fret. I wave off dizziness washes over me as soon as I try to get up, forcing me to lie back down again. Luckily, it subsides after a few seconds until only a mild throbbing somewhere at the back of my head remains. With little assistance from Rose, I push myself upright. She hands me an ice pack and gestures for me to press it where I suspect a small bump has already formed. If the light ache is the area in the indication, is any indication.
Right, Isabella, where are we?
The Ermengarde mansion. Why? Ow, my head.
And the date today?
October 21st? Rose.
Last one. Can you count to 15 in reverse order?
15, 14, 13, 12, no, that's wrong. Why are we doing this?
She's just checking to see if your injury is in any way serious.
This time I curiously regard the woman standing beside Rose. Oh wait, I can feel, for some reason I thought this one is Rose. It's impossible to overlook her, what with the way she towers over us. And here I thought Rose is already tall. Who is she anyway? One of the remaining cleaning crews? She doesn't look like the cleaning crew, but with how primally dressed she is, I don't think anyone will want to clean in this suit. An expensive suit at that. The gloves alone must have already cost a fortune. Her eyes slowly shift between me and Rose, considering us with an almost unreadable expression before finally fixing a sharp gaze on me. I can't help but fold my arms protectively over myself as she does so. She may be far from a cleaning crew, but she certainly looked like my supervisor during evaluation days.
Just do it, please.
I eye them both warily, but recite everything as she has asked. Rose releases a breath of relief once I'm done.
You scared me for a moment there. I was about to call for an ambulance when you started stirring. Are you alright?
Exasperation soon replaces the dull ache. The memory's a little fuzzy, but the attic and...
There was someone, Rose. In the attic.
Someone? You mean a client? Oh, that's unlikely. It's probably just one of the cleaning crews.
No. I'm pretty sure those were not one of the cleaning crews.
The boss sent a few of them back this morning for some last minute...
No.
No, not any of those. They're, I'm not actually sure. Wait, didn't I call you? You said you were in the attic when you answered. That's why I went there in the first place.
Both Rose and Lady look at me like I've just grown another head. Did I say something weird? Oh, whoa, they are looking at me. Pretty weird. Rose casts an apologetic smile at the woman beside her before the awkward silence stretches any further. It's her saleswoman smile, the same one she taught me back when I was still a trainee. I should show this to troublesome clients or just to avoid trouble in general, she advised. It's also the one she gives me when I've done something particularly absurd that may cause us to lose a potential sale. Her eyes are serious when she turns back to me. She takes both of my shoulders, gently squeezes it, and with as much patience she can muster.
As much as I'd love to have gotten at least a heads up of your arrival, I didn't really get a call from you. You know, signal here is absolutely horrendous. I was in the garden earlier and couldn't even make a single call. Isabella, I'm going to ask again. Are you really all right? What happened?
I don't know. It's all a bit blurry. I remember I was looking for you, but you weren't in the attic. And there's... whoever it is. Then I must have tripped on a rug or something on the way down. Oh no. Do you think someone came in while you were out? You left the main door open. We are so going to get into big trouble if something gets stolen, Rose.
Perhaps it is a concussion.
No. I'm telling you, it's something serious going on here.
Are you sure you feel fine? We could still call for an ambulance. I could cover for you.
No, I'm fine. I'm okay, Rose. I can work.
Wait. Hold your horses, Rose. I can't just miss an important sale because of a minor bump in my head. An extremely minor bump. I've had worse when I was a kid. This is nothing.
Besides, if I leave, you'll have to shoulder everything in the open house. Alone. And in a mansion this big?
Well, there's also the part where I may lose the bonus BRC promised, but that's completely besides the point. Rose gives me a skeptical look when I return the cold compress to her and push myself off the floor. I have to use the staircase railings to steady myself, but otherwise I feel fine.
See? I'm A-okay.
The two of them exchange a worried glance and Rose assumes a contemplative look. I bite my lower lip in anticipation if she says no.
All right, you in.
A smile threatens to slip out from me.
If I see that you aren't feeling well, I'm taking you personally to the nearest clinic to have you checked. Clear?
Clear as day, ma'am. Thanks, Rose.
You insisted. But remember what I said. First sign of you looking not okay, and we're off. No questions asked.
It's just a small bump. Don't worry.
You shouldn't downplay these kinds of things. It could be a serious injury for all we know.
Suddenly, a small cough sounds against the wall of the foyer, interrupting our banter. The woman is looking expectantly at the two of us. Her stare makes me shrink back a little on myself. She isn't really intimidating. Well, she is, but not in a scary, negative way. Far from it, actually. Her demeanor simply commands an air of sophistication and respect. In a different world, a younger me would have probably wished to be like her. She coughs again, lifting a well-trimmed eyebrow at me in question. Words get caught in my tongue, and Rose, as usual, is swift to catch my own blunders.
My sincerest apologies, Mrs.
Miss McCulloch. Marianne McCulloch.
McCulloch. Oh, yeah, I got it. She hands Rose her business card. The word interior design catches my eye before my partner flips it over. Oh, probably someone interested in the mansion for the 17th century influences then. I won't hold it against her though. Despite the harasses and remaining uninhabited for years, the mansion's original fitting and furniture have been kept completely intact and restored to the pristine condition. I suppose some people find that trip to the past feeling appealing. After all, with what it offers, this place is a definite heaven for people looking to live somewhere with a classic historical charm.
Miss McCullough, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos. We're just ironing out a few things, but we'll be starting the tour soon enough. In the meantime, we've prepared some refreshments for you in the parlor while you're waiting. If you could please.
Thanks. There's no need for it, though. I just dropped by for a quick survey of the place. I thought I should check the estate before I meet with the homeowners.
The confused look on Rose's face is impossible to miss when she glances at me. I return it with an equally perplexed look. And against my better judgment, I blurt out the first question that comes to mind.
I'm sorry. Homeowners?
I should have kept my mouth shut. A flash of irritation crosses her face, but it instantly disappears under a mask of professional detachment.
Yes. Hannah, right?
I was hired by her to handle the interior design for their newly bought home.
This is the Ermengarde mansion, right?
Yeah.
It is.
She pauses, possibly trying to find the right words to fix the awkward situation without offending someone. Rose is nudging me with her elbow. We'll check with our supervisor. I don't know. Those few moments have given me enough time to clear my head of nervousness or confusion clouding it.
It is, ma'am, but we weren't aware the mansion has already been sold.
What do you mean?
I almost flinched when she turns her gaze on me, but I stand my ground. Besides, it isn't like she haven't dealt with an awkward situation like this before. I may screw up at times, but that doesn't mean I haven't learned a thing or two in the 5 years I've worked in the business.
The mansion is indeed for sale, ma'am. Today's the open house, in fact. However, we haven't heard anything from the higher-ups that a deal has already been closed for this particular property. If you'd like, my co-agent and me can check with them right now.
She nods seemingly in deep thought after I've finished. She appears to be a reasonable person anyway. Given the proper explanation, she'll likely understand.
I thought something looked odd when I arrived here. Excuse me, I think I need to make a call to my secretary.
Oh, what did I say? Did I say something bad?
Thank you for your assistance, Miss Santos.
With a slight wave of her hand, she leaves us, presumably to double-check with someone on her side. That seems to be the end of it. Both Rose and I breathe a sigh of relief. Disaster averted. I also don't miss the thumbs up she gives me for doing a good job, and I can't help but swell with pride. Still, I've already prepared myself to dial the number to our Luxembourg office and check even if she didn't ask for it. I will be very frustrated if someone, for some reason, an agreement has already been decided without my or Rose's knowledge. That's a whole new level of unfair. We've been working hard on this. Moments later, Miss McCall returns, looking a little frustrated but an apology clear in her face. I feel a little sorry for her having to go through all this trouble.
There seems to have been a little misunderstanding with my client. If you'll allow it, I'd like to stay and wait for them here. I was informed they'll be dropping by for the open house today. I figured it'd be a waste to just leave after that long drive. I might as well meet him here.
Certainly. You could stay at the parlor in the meantime, ma'am. I'm sure it won't be long before our guests arrive. And, Isabella? I left a few documents in my car. You know where I keep those. Can you please get it for me?
Rose takes a glance at her wristwatch before tossing me a set of keys.
And hurry! We've still got a few minutes to double-check those papers.
Okay, got it. Give me a few minutes.
Alright, the two of them disappear behind the parlor door. Journal updated. Their departure brings with a hushed stillness to keep me company, neither comforting nor soothing. This alone is impossible to not think of what truly happened earlier. I wish the memory isn't as elusive as it normally is. Then again, Rose already said she didn't receive any calls from me. Yeah, something is going on. Was it just my paranoia at work, a temporary relapse in my own mind after having heard all those tales about this place? Oh my god, the birthday man is just killing me today. Probably. I want to think of it as such. Better to think of it as such, so I can work in peace. Except a small part of my mind begs to differ, and if I am going to be completely honest with myself, I want nothing more than to leave this place as soon as possible. I don't know what is in this house, and I don't want to know. The keys Rose have just handed me dig into my palm, its jagged edges creating shallow ridges on my skin from how hard I am clutching it. It's a cursory reminder of what I still need to do and why I've taken this job in the first place. Hugging my blazer closer to my body, I exit the house to get what Rose has asked of me. Just a few more hours, Isabella. Sell the house, get the money. What the hell was that about? A flock of people have already gathered in the mansion's front yard by the time we officially open the doors. I'm not sure whether I should feel baffled or underdressed standing in their presence. I'm sorry that I'm having trouble. Some of the words I haven't seen before. Men and women of wealth and status, all dressed to the nines in fancy suits and lovely dresses of varying colors, compose the medium-sized crowd. Their necks, arms, and fingers are adorned with silver and gold glittering in the afternoon sun. Some even have ridiculously fancy feathered hats on their heads. Oh, I can imagine that. I really hope there aren't any mappies living nearby like in the stories. Those birds will have a field day in this. They are murmuring among themselves, looking at this estate facade apprisingly, with some arguing about whose mansion has the superior architecture. But most of it stops as Rose calls at their attention. They don't look too pleased at being ordered around, but what can they really do about it?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos. We'll be taking a tour of the mansion in 2 groups. Please make sure you filled up our sign-in forms before joining a specific group.
Those who want to look around the first floor, please follow my partner. I'll be guiding the ones who wish to see the ground floor.
Hearing this, a few wander towards me. They are almost old ladies who seem daunted at the idea of climbing all those stairs. What the hell, was that a lag? Miss McCullough just also joins our group, but what really catches my eye is the elegantly dressed pair she approaches.
It's so nice to finally meet you! When Chief Inspector Lee mentioned that a famous interior designer is in town, I knew I had to get you!
Oh wait, so those are the clients.
Your confidence in my skills is very flattering, ma'am.
I'm sure you won't disappoint, Marianne.
Oh, you know each other?
Not at all, ma'am.
You mentioned something about a Marianne on our way here, darling?
Oh, yes, I think I did.
They must be the clients she was talking about. I must have seen their faces somewhere before, some magazines or at the television, I can't quite remember, or the opening cutscene. But then again, most of our guests have likely ended up on the news one way or another. I won't be surprised if those two have too. For people who are popular, tough, they aren't dressed as loudly as the others in the simplicity the couple stands for, and though not tough, excuse me. The woman in particular is stunning enough to turn the heads of most people in my group, especially the men with wandering eyes. The guy standing beside her doesn't seem to mind though. And if I'm going to be a bit bolder with my assumptions, I'll say he's basking in the attention. Both of them, in fact, peas in a pod. I think they are brother and sister if it isn't for their public display of affection. The matching rings on their fingers just cement the fact that they are indeed a couple. Whatever. Couple or not, what's important is we get the deal closed before the current owners can even think of cancelling the listing agreement. I just hope one of the people in my Roses group is brave and generous enough to buy this mansion, and so with papers in hand, I lead the way. Oh boy, I wonder if something is actually gonna happen while we have the group, or maybe the group is gonna be a way to introduce some new people to the cast. When they aren't whispering among themselves or going ooh and ah over the one thing or another, they ask questions. From how the restoration process went to the history of the place, I answer them all, more than happy to talk about the art pieces and architecture mostly. However, I'm more careful not to mention anything about the urban legend. Not a good material for sales talk, even if the entire population of Luxembourg knows about it.
Some of the furnishings here are actually the 17th century originals, all of which have undergone a painstaking restoration process just to return its original beauty.
Even the glass thing. Colorful ones. Oh, I don't know, but you get the idea, I hope.
Especially that one, ma'am. It is said to be a gift commissioned by the fiancé of Lady Charlotte Ermengarde. The mansion's current owners have specifically requested that the restoration crew take great care in handling it. It's a priceless work of art and the most distinctive feature of the mansion.
By the time I've stopped talking, her attention is already elsewhere.
Isn't this place wonderful, darling? I told you it's not a total waste of your time.
I don't know. Isn't it a bit too small? We might have to break a wall down to have more room.
Well, I think it is just right. Don't you think so, Marianne?
It is splendid, ma'am. But isn't it a little too early to make plans when no deal has been signed yet?
Never mind that. It isn't going to be a problem. We've got a wonderful legal team to handle everything.
Well, just buy the house. Why do you need the legal team to buy the house?
Start taking notes, though. I think I've got a few things I want changed before we move in.
Oh, so she's actually planning on buying this. Oh, that's pretty cool. The rest of their conversation gets lost in the chatter of our other companions. I don't want to make any assumptions yet, but their sheer interest is enough to give me some semblance of hope. Oh, please, 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 let those guys be the one. Eventually, our group reaches the kitchen. Sorry, I'm not feeling super well for some reason. I feel like I have a burp and it just doesn't want to come out. So I'm very sorry if I seem like sometimes that I space out or something. Much like the rest of the house, a great deal of effort has been put into retraining the room's classical appeal. The open hearth at the end of the room, in particular, looks amazing, like the ones I only see in fairy tale books before. And mad props to the cleaning crew. Seriously, after overhearing hundreds of their complaints about the chute and the tar staining the bricks and how much of a pain in the arse cleaning this all be, they'll still manage to pull this off. Yeah, I'm so sorry, like, for all the cuts. I'm just, for some reason, like, the burps are killing me, man. Or make it look presentable at least.
The highlight of the room, however, is what's underneath this hatch here.
Oh, don't say anything yet. An underground wine cellar.
No. Actually, it's a slaughter dungeon, but you were close. This is the first time the guy's Gray speaks up, Mr. Look Right. My memory supplies from the forms they signed earlier. His sudden attentiveness catches me off guard. Since the start of the tour, only his wife has shown any form of genuine interest in this place. But this time, something lights up in his eyes at the mention of the Undercroft. What's so interesting about a basement? I really don't understand rich people sometimes. Right now, he just gives me the impression of a child who has just seen what have absolutely wants for Christmas. I've always found it cute whenever I see children act that way, my younger siblings, especially. And a grown man, it's almost funny.
Yes, sir. It could house around 7,000 to 11,000 bottles of wine.
Truly. And the room, how was it built?
The bricks that were used to build the cellar have been carefully picked for the purpose of maintaining and preserving a constant temperature and humidity in the room. It's a good place to keep your private collection in if you have one, sir.
It keeps the corks in good condition.
Oh, love. Didn't you say before that you wanted to make your own personal vineyard? Perhaps you could start one here.
You know we're going to need space for that, darling.
And this isn't big enough? Question mark?
If it's space you're worried about, sir, the Ermengarde mansion sits on a 46-acre lot. There's plenty of room for it. We were told that the original owners had a horse stable built here before, too.
There's a contemplative expression on Mr. Wright's face, but he doesn't say anything further. His wife, however, seems really pleased that he has started to show interest, if only a little. I smile to myself. I may not completely understand how those people minds work, but I sure as hell well know how to spot a buyer with a sincere interest. Score! I can't wait to tell Rose. The rest of the tour goes by without a hitch. After more than half an hour, we're able to cover almost every room in the ground floor and are heading to the parlor. Funny, the first time we surveyed the property, I kept complaining to Rose how big it is. Now I can't even bring myself to care, no matter how much my feet hurt. Maybe this is just my excitement over a prospective sale. When we reach the parlor, however, an odd feeling washes over me. It starts off as a small goosebumps on my skin, a feeling of being watched intently. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Look at this picture, like, don't they look like just a couple? I don't know. Could be just very similar. Whispers in my ear and shadow dancing, lurking in the corner of my vision. Dark silhouettes that are gone when I turn to look to see what it is. A chill that settles down my spine, making me feel sick, and I start to break into a cold sweat. I can't do this. I need to sit down for a moment. The old ladies in the group have been requesting for a break anyway. If I can just...
Excuse me? Everyone? We will be taking a 15-minute rest here before we visit the first floor. In the meantime, please help yourselves to the refreshments and snacks we prepared. If anyone has any questions, feel free to approach me. I'd be happy to help you.
I let them sit while I retreat to a quiet corner to recover. It's not what you think. Don't think about it. It's not what you think. I've probably just caught Becca's cold. Don't think about it. I'm left alone with for a good while, the same words spilling out of my lips in a silent prayer, until a hand taps my shoulder.
Hello, you there?
Yeah?
Yes, ma'am?
Oh, look at you. Having to show a group around a mansion this big must be exhausting.
Not a problem, ma'am. I'm just doing my job.
What a hard worker. Anyway, Isabel, right?
Isabella, actually. But yes, what can I help you with, ma'am, right?
Please, just Hannah. Call me Hannah.
Hannah.
I just wanted to ask, how soon are we able to move in?
My brain completely stops. The sick feeling pledge in me is suddenly gone, replaced by utter bewilderment. Is she being serious? She looks at me exponentially as I struggle to come up with an answer.
Wait, ma'am, you see, but we haven't even negotiated a price yet, ma'am. We haven't even finished touring the rest of the mansion. A sale would be great and all, but...
She stops me from speaking any further, putting a hand on my shoulder. For a moment, with her tight smile, she looks as if she has tasted a practically sour lemon.
Oh, please, sweetie, don't insult me. Money is not a problem. And, just between you and me, this place is better off with us than with some old lady who'll probably just fill it up with cats.
I personally don't think there's anything wrong with having cats here, ma'am Hannah. I'm sure there's more than enough space here if you want pets.
Perhaps I'm still not feeling well, but really, what's wrong with cats? More importantly, why is she talking about moving in already?
Well, I'm more of a dog person. But you see, this is going to be a gift to my darling. It's going to be our anniversary soon, and it would be so wonderful if you can secure its purchase for us. Why, I can even offer something extra if you help us out with the paperwork.
We actually have a process for this, ma'am. I don't really think that would be necessary or appropriate.
And just what are you two lovely ladies talking about here? Leaving me and our lovely interior designer to talk here by ourselves.
Nothing, we're not talking about a secret surprise for you.
What would the people think, darling?
Oh, it's just small talk, love. I was asking if she could help me with the paperwork.
I struggle not to wince when her nails dig into my shoulder. I can't help but send an imploring look on Miss McAuliffe, who only gives me an apologetic smile and a shrug.
Yeah, I can give you a fact sheet and a form to fill out.
She wastes no time in taking the papers from my hand and shuffles through the bunch. Oh man, Rose is going to be so angry at me for letting her do that.
Wonderful. And Marianne, I'd really love to talk to you about those changes. You took some notes earlier, yes?
I did, Mom. But I really hope that this time...
Excellent. Hopefully you can help us out too, Isabel.
Isabella.
Right. It's a lovely name, Isabel.
Isabella.
It's Isabella.
Yes, that's great. We'll be more than happy to put in a good word to your superiors too, and... What's this?
Oh no! Did they find the letter of like to help me? Oh no! A look of confusion and distrust is apparent on her face. Turning her to her husband, he merely shrugs in...
That's, an interesting work of art. Not to my taste though. I'm sorry.
Darling, Buttercup, art is a complete overstatement for this garbage. It looks like a cheap prop from a D-list horror film.
Shush, love. Let the girl do what she pleases with, what do they call this? Oh, forget about it. At the very least, it's not as dreadful as the one art exhibit I was forced to attend last month. You should have seen it, Marianne. Even you would have been appalled, but I'm sure you'll know what to do with our walls once we get started.
I highly doubt it is as bad as you say, Ma'am. Nevertheless, you can be assured that my team will only pick whatever suits your tastes. Nothing of this chain letter sort, of course. It has to always work with a palette.
I'm quite sure chain letters these days don't come in this form.
Oh wait, all of them are now exposed for the chain letter, so they also need to send it to 5 people. It's my turn to be puzzled. What do they mean? Rose and I double-checked everything earlier. Are the papers I handed not enough? I want to ask what I did wrong. I don't want to mess this up. But with the way Ma'am Hannah's leading the conversation, I'm afraid that's exactly what will happen if I do interrupt her.
That's good to hear. See, darling, isn't she an absolute delight to work with? I can't wait to see how this place will look when she's done with it.
Oh, you don't have to tell me that, Buttercup.
Wait, what did I see? A smile in her back lips when she turns to me and hands me a strange piece of
I
paper.
would still put it away if I were you, though. Otherwise, people might get the wrong impression. Anyway, as I was saying...
I don't hear the rest of what she says after that. I can only stare down at the paper, at the letter, in my hands. The side crinkle in my grip and my breath grows labored. Dreadly quickly fills my mind.
Isabella? Isabella? Are you alright? You're looking pale.
I don't even notice when Rose, as well as the other group touring the mansion, joins us in the trailer. I want know nothing more than to say that, no, I'm not alright. I want to leave this place, because I remember everything as clearly as clear as day. This letter and that woman in the attic, it's real.
The letter. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Careless, I've been so careless. How do I even tell them that without looking like I've gone mad? Should I even tell them? Show the letter to Rose, don't show. No, if I show her the letter, she's also gonna be cursed. Those people are cursed, they've seen the letter. The letter is cursed. If you see this letter, you need to send it to 5 people. That's how a chain letter works. I'm sorry, Rose. For your own good, I'm not gonna show you the letter.
Rose,
The words are stuck in my throat. I want to tell her, I really do. But is she going to believe me? She already dismissed me earlier. It's a concussion, she said. It's not. There really is something in this house, in the attic. Is that letter? It's going to go after us. Please, believe me.
Dear me. Is Isabella alright?
Ma'am Hannah's voice breaks through the haze, beginning to cloud my mind. Rose is looking down on me, worry etched on her features. I don't even notice when she has removed the wrinkled paper from my hands and pushed me down to sit on a nearby chair. From the edge of my vision, I can also make out Miss McCullough asking a passing food server for a glass of water. Mr. Wright stands in the sidelines. Although curious, he appears more inclined to watch the scene than help. They are all as likely to believe me as a Rose does. To everyone, whatever is this house is just a hoax, a cautionary tale for children.
Isabella, do you need me to call that ambulance?
She offers me a drink, but I push it away. I need to get out of here before I cause an even bigger commotion. Clear my head, take a breath of fresh air. Anything to take my mind off things. No one is going to believe me anyway.
No, I'm just feeling a bit out of it. Excuse me. I'll be back. I just need to catch my breath.
Bowing my head, I mutter a quick apology and gather my stuff to make a quick exit. It doesn't matter if this place is haunted or not. I've caused trouble and Rose can be quite unforgiving of behavior like this. I'm almost at the door of the trailer when she catches up to me.
Isabella, wait!
The apprehension must have been quite obvious on my face because her expression instantly shifts to something gentler. Eyes softer, a fond smile spreading on her lips.
Hey, I'm not angry.
I know. I'm sorry I ruined this for you.
Come on, you didn't ruin anything. It's not like we haven't ran into any problems before. If we don't get a deal today, we can always try on a different day. And look.
She hesitates, completely trailing off, before shifting her gaze down to her hands, a small gesture to stall. Her fingers are fiddling with a piece of... No. Is that a stupid letter again? My hand shifting when she gives it back, but I take it nevertheless, more as an automatic response than any desire to have it back. I'll throw it away if I can, but I have this nagging feeling that one way or another, it'll find its way back to me, regardless of what I do about
Rose,
it.
This is... You have to let them know about...
I know you want us to get this sale so badly, and we've made a lot of plans on how to go about this. I mean, who wouldn't? This is the first time I've been assigned to a property like this. I've sold plenty of houses before, but nothing like what we have here. It's a beautiful house. I'd love to get one of my own if I ever win the lottery, but I think... Look, here's the thing, Isabella. If we are going to do this, work on something I don't know, this big. I need you in top shape. And the way you are now...
My mind stops.
What? Wait. No, I can still work. I just need to get myself together.
That's what you said earlier. I let it go because I thought, hey, it's your own body and you should know more than anyone how you feel. But after this, I really think you should take a break.
You're kicking me out?
No, I'm not. Look, all I'm asking is for you to take a seat somewhere I can see you, and let me handle this for now. You're clearly not yourself, and I honestly could use some time not worrying when you'll fall over or not. The day's not even over, and I'm already feeling the stress. Please, humor me just this once.
She claps her hand together in front of her eyes, eyes pledging for understanding, and I do understand, to some extent. That doesn't mean I'll feel any less awful. Whether at myself, at the unlucky turn the situation has taken, or for her, I don't really know.
I promise I'll give you a full report of what happens after. I'll even let you take the lead tomorrow.
Fine. Okay. I'll step aside for now.
You're upset.
A little, yeah, obviously.
If it's any consolation, I won't tell the boss about today. You know how he is.
Please don't. I don't want a repeat of the lecture I got during my first assignment. He called me a noob. And I don't even know what that means!
At the memory, she dissolves into helpless giggles, which I can join in, hearing as strange looks from the guests milling about the door. Talking and laughing like this, it's easy to forget any mishaps that happen. Little things you learn to appreciate, I guess.
Are we good?
I'm still not okay with it, but Rose has a point. It's better for me to step out of this one for now.
I won't be able to help you anyways if I keep getting distracted like this. Maybe I'll just take a walk outside or something while I wait for you to wrap things up.
Please, just stay put. I insist.
I'm not an invalid, Rose.
You clearly have not seen how you looked earlier.
It's not that bad.
Color hasn't even returned to your cheeks yet. Just stay here, all right? Don't even think of going anywhere. Let me finish what I'm doing here, and then I'll take you back to Luxembourg myself to have that minor bump checked. At least wait for me to call someone who will fetch you, okay?
She's gone before I can voice any one word of complaint. Left with nothing else to do, I find myself drifting back to the foyer. A few visitors lingering in the area, some merely enjoying the afternoon sunlight streaming through the stained glass windows. Others can be seen admiring the priceless antiques decorating the room. One group of elderlies, gathered some ways opposite of me, is occupied in a friendly banter about which one will cost more to buy. A little argument here, an occasional laughter and teasing there. I smile to myself. The conversation reminds me of what I've been missing those past few months. Rose is probably right, I do need a break. Maybe this afternoon hangout will help. Speaking of, I should call Ash. It's a few hours early from what I've told him, but he did ask to call him once I'm done. Besides, I don't have a right back he offered, so I might as well take it. Or bribe him into giving me one. Not that he'll ever accept the latter, personal convictions and all. Honestly, if there's something I find admirable in him, despite his tendency to annoy the hell out of me, is that... Well, whatever way work, a free ride is still a free ride. There's Rose's offer too, but despite what she says, I know she'll be busy for the rest of the afternoon, especially without me assisting. Bothering her for a favor as small as this is the last thing I want to do right now. A couple of minutes and a few prayer asking for a decent signal later, the call finally connects and...
Shit. What's up, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Bad guys watch out, can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude.
What?
Pretty fly for an
Shit, how
Asian
loud
guy.
is this thing even?
Sup, I'm Ash from
A sharp
Deluxe
ringing
City.
fills the entire
Bad guys
hall,
watch
disrupting
out,
the
can't
pleasant
beat
quiet
me.
that has
Looking
settled
for
soon
trouble?
enough.
Better not
Heads
lie.
begin
I'm a cool dude. Pretty
to
fly
turn
for an
in
Asian
search of
guy.
the source, mine included.
Sup, I'm Ash
My
from
eyes dart
Deluxe
around the
City.
small
Bad
crowd
guys watch
before
out,
zeroing
can't
in
beat
one
me.
of
Looking
lone
for
figure
trouble?
crouched
Better
behind
not
the
lie.
same group of
I'm a
old
cool
people
dude.
checking out the
Pretty fly for an Asian
decors
guy.
moments ago.
Sup, I'm
He
Ash
is
from
facing away
Deluxe
from me,
City.
fumbling
Bad
with
guys
something
watch
in
out,
his hands,
can't beat me.
but I don't
Looking
need to
for
see
trouble?
his face to
Better
know
not
whose
lie.
back is
I'm a
it.
cool dude.
Oh, I'll
Pretty
recognize
fly
that
for
dumb
an Asian
parka
guy.
anywhere. Without bothering to end the call, I marched towards him. After what happened today, I'm really not in the mood to deal with this.
Of all the times to...
Ashton Frey!
Okay, so he came to the match and I called him and his phone started ringing. What happens next is something I'll surely regret later for having not recorded. He jumps, lets out an ungunlified yelp, followed by his phone slipping out from his grip. It bounces from one hand to the other in his poor attempt to catch it before ultimately falling flat on the floor with a resounding clack. I kind of feel sorry for the phone and the floor, but it's not every day that you can catch someone like Ash off guard and get a reaction. Damn his stupid detective senses. I'll take every ounce of victory I can get, no matter how small. Ha! An awkward pause passes between us. A blink. He makes a face. And then, in a too-quick motion, he ducks and retrieves his abused gadget, while a grin threatens to break out from my lips. It doesn't meet my eyes when he straightens, but a flush has crept up his neck and cheeks. In another universe, where we haven't known each other for 5 years and suffering through his teasing is not a day-to-day occurrence, chances are I'll find that adorable, endearing even. Unfortunately, this isn't that kind of world. The way things are, I'm already content to see him out of his normally collected disposition.
Hello to you too, scaredy cat. I could stand to be greeted like a normal person, you know.
Yeah.
What? And miss that look on your face? No way. Oh man, I should have taken a picture.
I am so honored you find this funny. Is that how you treat your guests? I think I need to talk to your supervisor.
Shut up and sit down.
Talk to yourself. You aren't even a guest here. What are you doing here in the first place?
For a moment, he looked like a cat that swallowed the canary. Suddenly, checking every nook and cranny in his phone for any damage or scratches, he seems to be a more interesting activity than explaining himself.
Ash?
I could be looking to buy a house.
A mansion?
Yeah, why not? Did you see the view outside? It doesn't look haunted to me at all.
He's messing with me.
Ashton, I am not in the mood. What are you doing here?
He chances a glimpse at some point behind me. The parlor? Curious, I follow his gaze, but before I can figure out what he caught his attention, he places a hand on my shoulder and turns me back to face him.
I just finished working on something earlier than expected, so I dropped by.
I still don't see how his work has anything to do with why he's here. At my confused look, he drops the hand resting on my arm, like he has touched something particularly hot, and casually rubs the back of his neck.
And I said I'll see if I can pick you up. Turns out I can. Free time and all.
Oh, he probably likes me.
So here I am. Figured you'd still be busy, and so I roamed around for a while.
Oh, you should have mentioned that sooner. I was about to throw you out.
Throw me? Hey, I was given a pamphlet. I think that makes me a legitimate client, at least.
We have a mandatory sign-in sheets for clients, Ash. I didn't see your name on it. And you can't just roam around because it says open house. Normal people actually follow an etiquette here.
Right, okay. I think I'll just go ahead and...
No, wait. I wasn't really going to throw you out. Rose said, never mind. I was just about to leave anyway.
Wait, what? Now?
Something must have shown in my face because he pauses and gives me a long, hard stare. Sometimes I forget how easy reading people is for Ash, given how he often looks as if everything around him is a chore. I avoid his eyes, hoping he'll drop the subject and won't ask any more questions. The last thing I want to tell him is what happened, especially that part about the ladder. In fact, he's the last person on Earth I'll ever think about telling it to, if I can help it. Sure, he's a dependable guy, God knows how many times he's helped me, even without me asking for it. But stuff like ghosts and the supernatural, he'll never believe those, even if he hears it from a friend, except maybe if it's Becca. Only a good day, the most harmless thing he'll do is give you a detailed explanation why those things have no chance of ever being real. At worst, he's insufferable, he'll poke fun at you every single chance he'll get. Ashhole. What did I ever do to him? He never does that to Becca or Zach. I can already imagine how things will go down the moment I spill a word of what I saw in the attic. Nope, over my head, my dead body. Before it catches his attention, I shove the letter still clasped in my hand deep into my bag.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Let's just go.
Doesn't look like a nothing to me.
We still have Zach's movie tonight, remember?
It's still early. And didn't you say your shift will end around 5 or 6? What about... Hey, Isabella, wait up!
A rush of air greets me as soon as the main door opens. Not the usual autumn draft, but still a welcome change from the shifting atmosphere inside the mansion. Ash's footsteps are quick behind me, the soles of his shoes thumping hard against the polished concrete in an awkward cadence as he rushes toward to catch up. He calls out once, twice. The mansion still looms in the background. Whispers calling me back, shadows beckoning. Oh god, that's no good. I don't look back. We spend the ride back to the Luxembourg city in relatively quiet manner, with only the radio's disjointed hum in the background filling the silence. Occasionally, Ash will reach out to the fiddle with it until the signal settles or it's on a respectable volume, but otherwise it doesn't say anything. Neither do I. However, if the furtive glances he's been sending my way is a sign, I know there's something he's been itching to ask since we left the mansion. I keep my eyes trained on the passing scenery outside, in the small hope that my feigned disinterest will dissuade him.
Here.
All of a sudden, he tosses something at me from a small compartment on his side. It hits me cleanly on the chin before I can make a move to catch it, the small package making a soft landing on my lap instead.
Sorry.
The glare I send him whips the smirk about to form cleanly off his face, and he clears his throat, focusing his eyes on the road again. I swear, he did that on purpose. Ignoring him, I flip the half-forgotten package on my lap to check.
I won't say no to free food, but why are you giving away cereal bars?
I always have one on my person, and you look like you're about to pass out back there. Have you eaten lunch yet?
I don't even get a chance to deny it, because right on cue, my stomach rumbles loudly, and an empty gawning feeling in my belly becomes noticeable. No surprise there, I did skip breakfast and lunch so I could catch Becca while she was on break. I was hoping to get a small meal after. I guess with everything going on, I just forgot until Ash mentioned it. It's not like the hollow feeling new to me, though. If anything, it's just one of the things I've gotten used to ignoring over the years growing up. A thanks, then I tear open the package and start nibbling at the edge of the bar. Apart from the acknowledging nod, Ash doesn't say anything after that small exchange. For that, I'm thankful. After getting an earthful from both... Oh my god, the burp tune is really killing me. From both Becca and Rose, it's nice to be able to just sit down with someone who's not going to nag at you.
How'd the open house go?
The usual. We got a bigger crowd than normal because of the property's fame, but really, no different from the typical open house. On second thought, it actually looks like a fancy party more than an open house. I've never felt so underdressed in my life. Weren't you there?
I wasn't really listening.
I should have asked someone to kick you out.
No, you won't.
And what makes you so sure?
One, ever since you got assigned to this property, you've been freaking out about it. Rebecca's words, not mine. She's been complaining to me about how you talked your ears off, by the way. Two, despite your initial qualms about the place, you still took the job. Which brings us to three. It's been months since you last settled a deal, and you're short on money right now since you're back to your instant noodle diet.
How do you even know about the last one?
Rebecca. Anyhow, you're hellbent on selling the mansion. Even if someone you know personally is in the tour group, you aren't going to just kick them out. Every single person who went on your open house is still a prospective client to you. Even me.
He's not entirely wrong. Oh man, I walked right into that one, didn't I?
I hate you. I really hate you right now.
His answer is a small laughter, that kind that screams, I'm right, I told you so. I hate it when he does that.
I'll have you know that there's already someone who's extremely interested in this property. So even if you expressed any sort of interest in it, I don't think they'd be willing to let you have it. Too bad.
Provided I didn't botch it with the rights. Why of all times did I have to screw up like that, in front of important customers, no less? I owe Rose a big apology. I hope she likes free donuts.
You don't seem too happy about it.
I am happy. Doesn't this look like a happy face to you?
Really? And here I was thinking you found another one stuffed in the sofa. Or is it the wardrobe this time?
You meant that as a joke, but how close is it to the truth made my blood run cold, my own heartbeat a heavy weight in my chest. All at once, the letter in my bag feels a whole lot heavier, burdened by my own guilt and apprehension.
Yeah, well, things happened. Stuff the right couple might not be pleased about. No need to make a fuss about it. It's normal in the business.
You made them angry?
Not angry, just stuff happened.
Like?
Things.
Did they do anything? Your clients, the Wrights, was it?
I can't answer that. At least not without revealing everything that took place in the attic. Oh, no. I can't lie to him. I guess I'm gonna save because it's like a decision. So I'm gonna... Would you lie to him or change the subject? I mean, if I change the subject, he would know for a fact something is wrong because I don't know, I feel like he has some sort of an observant eye for that or ear for that. But if I lie to him, at least he might stop pursuing that subject. So, oh my god. So should I lie to him? I think I should, yeah. I turn my gaze back to passing view outside. Maybe if I remain quiet long enough, he'll get a hint.
Seriously, what happened?
You're already assuming something happened.
I'm not. It's what you said earlier, and that's why I'm asking. What did they do?
They didn't do anything, all right? It's nothing. Work's just been stressful. My boss has been in a bad mood lately over a lost sale. Preparing everything for the open house has been tiring. And then there's the tour. You've seen how big the place is.
I wish he'd just drop the subject and be done with it. It's not like he'll do something if I tell him. Outside, the sun has already started its descent, casting a vibrant orange glow on the tall buildings. I wonder how long before we reach the movie house. Zach's been pretty excited about this movie. I hate to ruin that for him. But right now, I just wanted the day to be over.
Just so you know, people we interrogate often avoid our eyes when they're hiding something.
God damn it. So, he's a detective. I kind of forgot about that.
I'm not hiding anything!
I didn't say you were.
Then why are you still asking about it?
Your face is a lot more expressive than you think.
Can you please just drop it?
That face. My voice comes out harsher than I've intended, and I immediately regret having taken that tone on him. As one will expect, Ash is taken aback, but recovers quickly. An uncomfortable silence settles in the car, while I find myself wishing I hadn't snapped at him like that. Stupid, stupid, stupid Isabella. So maybe I should have changed the subject. Maybe I should have done that. Because now it probably hurt my... Yeah. Yeah, no, like, it seems like his meter went down. I think I'm actually gonna go back and redo that one, because that one is actually pretty obvious. For some reason I felt like if I lied to him, he'd stop asking about it, but I thought about him being a detective because they did say it around there somewhere, but then I was like, wait, there is no way. There is no way he's a detective. Change the subject.
You keep asking me about my work, yet you haven't said a single word about yours. That's not fair. Both you and Zach have literally disappeared off the face of the earth.
I know of exaggeration, but changing the subject to something else is still better than outright lying to him. Besides, it never works with him. I'm not sure if it's because I'm just bad at it or because he's just really very good at his job. He doesn't answer immediately, only momentarily shifting a glance over me and returning it back to the road when he has to make a sharp turn. Outside, the sun has already started its descent, casting a vibrant orange, yeah. So, probably a rush.
Didn't we just talk a week ago over chat?
That's different. Linking your awful memes in the group chat box every morning isn't exactly a conversation.
Excuse me, I don't hear you calling them awful while you're laughing at all of them.
Shut up! And you aren't answering my question.
That earns him a soft punch onto his arm. I did laugh at them, but I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of knowing that I find most of them funny. It'll only make his head bigger, stupid Ash.
Alright, lay off on the abuse. Remember that case I mentioned before? We've been trying to pin the bastard down, but it required more work than we anticipated. The guy's slippery like that. We got some good lead months ago.
He recounts what he has been doing in the time we haven't been seeing each other. His usual work, the occasional small investigation, and his big case he's been stuck working on, stuff he couldn't mention in the brief time we catch each other time. Although most of it's the trimmed down version, only things he can tell. He has always been careful about that. So yeah, I've almost been recording an hour. I think we should go for like just a little more. Even in the way he spins his answers to my questions, just enough to satisfy my curiosity, but not enough to paint the whole picture. At one point, his voice takes a strained tone when he mentions something about the big case, but I don't dwell on it much. That's normal, right? I mean, who won't be frustrated if you can't bring someone you're chasing to justice because they keep slipping out of your fingers? If I were in his shoes, I'd definitely lose my mind. His stories never ceases to be entertaining to me, regardless. If things weren't the way they were back home, maybe I would have considered talking on the same job as him. Well, no, not really. Mama will never allow that. But the idea is still there. Along with countless others I've let go, time passes quickly between us in the manor, and before I know it, we are already at movie house. Alright, a small crowd has already formed in front of the theater when Ash and I arrived. Okay, so guys, on the top right corner of the screen there is the card info. It will take you to part 3 when it's available. I really want to see when stuff already gonna start getting dark. We already had the incident with the letter. Now, I chose not to show the letter to Rose, and hopefully that's not gonna affect, like, that's gonna make sure nothing bad will happen to her. But all the other 3 people, which were like the right dude, the other woman, I forgot her name, they called her Lovely Lady, I believe, and also Bella McCullough or something like that, I don't remember. But all those 3 people saw the letter, so I'm pretty sure they might be in trouble. But anyway, other than that, guys, if you would like to see more of this game, let's shoot around 500 likes. Also, I'm sorry, there were a lot of cuts in this video. I didn't really feel that good for some reason. I just ate before recording, and I think that's what messed me up, so hopefully it won't happen in the next video. But yeah, I really hope you mates enjoy. Thank you so much for watching the video. Again, let's shoot around 500 likes if you would like to see more of the letter, and subscribe to join the RiskRim if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next time. Bye bye.